you growing closer to Jesus?
I serve a righteous God. And that is why we say our prayers. And we are all his children. But when I say children, I mean like the holy, blessed Trinity, which is why I hold the Bible.
Druski just dropped the most talked about skit on the entire internet right now, and bro, the reactions are absolutely wild. We got conservatives losing their minds, we got the left crying laugh, but here's the thing nobody's really talking about yet. Behind closed doors, close sources say Erika Kirk is furious. And when you see everything that led up to this moment, you're gonna understand exactly why. Stay with me, because this story goes way deeper than just a comedy skit. All right, so first, real quick, if you somehow don't know who Druski is, let me put you on. His real name is Drew DeBoards, and this guy has built himself into one of the most viral comedians on the internet right now. No Netflix deal, no big studio backing him, just skits, prosthetics, and an absolutely elite team turning out content that hits every single time. A few months back, he dropped a megachurch skit where he played a prosperity gospel pastor called Collect and Praise Ministries. Bro ziplined onto a church stage in designer clothes, demanded $4 million in tithes, and was counting cash backstage. Tens of millions of views. Pastors were responding from their pulpits. The whole internet was talking. And the genius of it? He never named anyone. He didn't have to. The audience figured it out themselves. That's Druski's formula, and it's low-key brilliant. Elaborate prosthetics, no named targets, but a character so specific that the audience always arrives at the same name. He lets you do the work, and that's exactly what makes it undeniable. So when he dropped this new skit titled How Conservative Women in America Act, blonde wig, full prosthetics, white jacket, the works, people weren't just watching a comedy sketch. They were watching the next chapter of one of the most talked about figures in America right now, Erika. So let's actually break down what happened in this video because bro, the detail in this skit is insane. Whoever helped Druski with the wardrobe and makeup genuinely deserves an award. Like people were saying it didn't even look like him. It looked like a real white woman. The skin complexion, the facial expressions, the energy, all of it was on point. The skit opens with fireworks going off and 2 American flags in the background, while Druski's character dances on stage. And that right there is already a direct reference to something very specific. Charlie Kirk's massive memorial in Arizona. That was intentional. That's not a coincidence. Then we move into a mock press conference about the Iran war, where his character is talking about praying for soldiers while completely dodging the hard questions. Then there's a Starbucks drive-thru scene, ordering an organic pup cup, obviously satirizing a certain lifestyle. Then a faith testimony segment, where his character is holding a Bible talking about the Holy Blessed Trinity. And then comes the moment that basically broke the internet. His character steps up to the podium and says, and I'm paraphrasing, "We have to protect all men in America, especially all white men in America. Those are the boys that we care about in this country. America is built on their backs." And bro, there's a guard in the background who visibly reacts when that line lands. That moment alone was getting clipped and reposted everywhere. Now here's where it gets clever. Druski never once said the name Erika Kirk in that video. Not one time. He didn't have to. Because when one person on X posted a still from the skit and asked Grok, that's X's built-in AI chatbot, who the person in the image was, Grok responded with 2 words, Erika Kirk. Not Druski dressed as Erika Kirk, just Erika Kirk. That reply got nearly 500,000 views on its own. The AI got played, and it only made the whole thing funnier. But yo, here's the context that makes this whole thing make sense. Because Druski didn't just pull this out of thin air. This skit was a direct response to something Erika Kirk actually said publicly just 2 weeks before. On March 11th, Erika Kirk showed up at a press conference in Arkansas alongside Sarah Huckabee Sanders. The event was about Turning Point USA expanding their Club America chapters into high schools and colleges across the state. Standard conservative movement stuff, right? But then Erika Kirk gets to the microphone and says, word for word, "Don't let anyone disenfranchise you because you're a young man, especially a young white male man." Young, white, male, man. Bro, that clip went absolutely viral on X and TikTok immediately. People couldn't stop replaying it. The phrase, young white male man, turned into a meme overnight. And people were also pointing out that there was a black student standing directly behind her as she said it, which just added another layer to the whole clip. So when Druski's character steps up and says, "Protect all white men in America," that wasn't random. He was reflecting her own words back at her. And within hours of the skit going live, people were posting the Arkansas footage side by side with Druski's version. The comparison was too clean. Now this is where it gets interesting, because close sources are saying Erika Kirk is absolutely furious about this skit. People close to the situation say she finds it deeply offensive, not just as a political figure, but as a widow who is still very much in the public grieving process. And you can understand that perspective. Charlie Kirk was assassinated in September 2025. She's been thrust into the spotlight in the most brutal possible way, and now she's the subject of one of the most viral comedy skits on the internet. She hasn't publicly responded yet, but the people around her, they are not happy. And the reactions online were split right down the middle. On the positive side, you had millions of reshares, people calling Druski the GOAT, saying this was the funniest thing they'd seen all year. One reply alone, with over 500,000 views, said, "Trolling Erika Kirk and all conservative white women, you might be the GOAT." But then, on the other side, and even some of Druski's own fans were saying this, the backlash was real. Conservative media personality John Root posted, "This is too far, man. You were completely disrespectful during NFL honors, and now you're making fun of Erika Kirk, whose husband was brutally assassinated." Right-wing journalist Dom Luker said some things go too far when it comes at the cost of a grieving family. Even regular fans were saying, "I love your work, bro, but hate is genuinely divided." Is this fair satire of a public figure who has chosen to step into politics? Or is targeting a widow whose husband was killed just months ago crossing a line? That's the conversation the whole internet is having right now. Now hold on, because just when you think this story couldn't get any wilder, this dropped at almost the exact same time as Druski's skit, and it is sending people down a rabbit hole. An old video of Erika Kirk resurfaced this week, and in it, she's doing a full promotional video for the CIA, like an actual CIA commercial. She's on camera talking about grid vulnerabilities, cyber threats, physical threats, solar EMPs, man-made EMPs, presenting risk analysis to congressional officials. Bro, how do you get that gig? Who calls you for a CIA promo video? People online are losing their minds over it. And you already know, given everything that's swirling around Charlie Kirk's death and the conspiracy theories that have been floating around since September, people are connecting dots, whether they should or not. Candace Owens has been pushing her own theories about Charlie Kirk's death and publicly questioning whether Erika's grief is genuine. There's genuine fractures on the right about all of this. And now, this CIA video resurfaces the same week Druski drops a 43 million view skit parodying her. The timing is something. Look, at the end of the day, Druski just did what Druski does. He saw a moment, he built a character, he let the audience connect the dots. And bro, 43 million views does not lie. Whether you think it went too far, or whether you think it's the funniest thing you've seen all year, you cannot deny the impact. The real question is, what does Erika Kirk do next? Because every time she's responded to something, it's only made the internet talk more. The cycle hasn't slowed down since September, and there is no sign of it stopping. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Druski went too far, or was this fair game? Anyway, this concludes today's video. Be sure to subscribe to LoafTube for future celebrity videos, and turn on that post notification bell so you don't miss out on any future uploads. Until then, see you in the next one.